or not, nigga, argue with them. Don't argue with me. I believe it's true. Now, there was a dude, right, named Aaron Smith Levin, who was associated with the Church of Scientology. And according to Aaron Smith Levin, right, in the National Review, Aaron Smith Levin, right, said that Louis Farrakhan is entitled to personally receive a 10% commission on all money the Nation of Islam members pay for Scientology auditing, and a 15% commission on all money Nation of Islam members pay for Scientology courses. I don't know what Farrakhan's compensation plan is within the Nation of Islam, but having 40,000 plus Nation of Islam members, the relationship between the Nation of Islam and the Church of Scientology, Farrakhan stands to earn an awful lot of cash. I believe that. I don't think the National Review will post some shit like that slanderous.
Assalamu alaikum, family. This is your brother Malcolm Flex, and I'm back with some more research. There was a claim made by brother Young Pharaoh, and the brother mentioned a man by the name of Aaron Smith Levin, whom he used as his primary source to say and accuse the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan of receiving millions of dollars in kickback from the Church of Scientology. So I did this research, and I just want to show you all what type of man Aaron Smith Levin is and what type of source that Young Pharaoh is getting his information from. So right here's a video, and here's a quote from his sister-in-law right here. Okay, as you can read. So I'm going to play some of this video, and then I'm going to read some of the bottom commentary.
I've seen Aaron snap at Heather. I've seen Aaron snap at the kids, his kids. He seemed to just kind of would explode kind of hostility towards her. I don't particularly remember the circumstances of what was said or why, but I think she would be asking him for something, and then he would snap and kind of antagonistically reply to her, which was a surprise because I had never expected that he would respond that way. You know, like my family, we don't talk to each other like that. My husband and I never would talk to each other like that. My dad would never talk to my mother like that. And I was surprised to see that he would respond in that way of kind of like an antagonistic response. And then Heather.
So she's basically describing through the whole video that he has an aggressive nature. Okay, so I'll let you all do your research and look it up yourself and watch the whole video. But I wanted to read some of this commentary down here. It says, Aaron Smith Levin, a man with no moral compass. Read about Aaron Smith Levin, an angry man spreading hate from the internet shadows. An expelled former staff member of the Church of Scientology, Aaron Smith Levin is a bitter, vindictive, and at times a violent man. So you dealing with a man that's sour right now. These dudes are referencing a man that's salty and that's bitter right now. Okay? Nobody that's just in their right mind state at this point. So let's read further. It says, after repeated reports of harassment and bullying, Smith Levin was ousted from the church. Instead of getting on with his life and becoming a productive citizen, helping to create a better world, Smith Levin carried on his sociopathic and unethical behavior. Smith Levin currently makes a living via a house flipping business, hiring ex-convicts and Mike Rinder to do the work as his house painting underling. Rinder prefers painting lives, consulting at $175 an hour for ambulance chasing attorneys and anti-religious propagandists to spread discrimination, hatred, and religious intolerance. Okay, this is Mike Rinder to your left, and these are a couple of the ex-felons or ex-convicts that they hired. caught up in a federal investigation. Your boy was caught up in the federal investigation. Okay? And it says, house flipping is Smith-Levin's new occupation. After he was kicked out of the religious order, Smith-Levin worked in research for a corporate intelligence firm from October 2009 to September 2013. When he left to start his own company, OTG On the Ground Research Group, OTG conducted investment research for hedge funds. To start his new company, Smith-Levin was given a loan of $100,000 by an individual who was part of the anti-Scientology clique. Okay? He's messing with somebody else who is also salty and bitter. Okay? Now it says Smith-Levin's company made news in December 2015 after working for William Ackman, a billionaire hedge fund operator, in April 2015. The Wall Street Journal reported that Ackman was under investigation by the FBI for potential manipulation of Herbalife shares. The article states that prosecutors in the Manhattan U.S. Attorney's Office and New York Field Office of the FBI are investigating whether people, including some hired by Mr. Ackman, made false statements about Herbalife's business model to regulators and others in order to spur investigations into the company and lower its stock price. The article went on to state, the criminal investigation into potential market manipulation is pursuing multiple lines of inquiry. One area of focus, however, is the work of a consultant, Aaron Smith-Levin, who helped with the March presentation. People familiar with the matter said he was commissioned by Mr. Ackman and his fund to scrutinize Herbalife's business in China. Okay? And it has in big quotes right here. The criminal investigation into potential market manipulation is pursuing multiple lines of inquiry. One area of focus, however, is the work of a consultant, Aaron Smith-Levin. Okay? Now it says right here on Fox, Herbalife attorney lobs threat at Ackman team over research tactics. Okay, why is that? Well, we're about to find out. An attorney for Herbalife, Barry Goldsmith of the prestigious law firm Gibson, Dunn & Crutcher, wrote to Smith-Levin. Levin sounds like a Jewish name anyway. Wrote to Smith-Levin, putting him on notice to immediately stop offering to compensate Herbalife employees. He put him on notice to immediately stop offering to compensate Herbalife employees if they illegally provide him with confidential, proprietary, and privileged information belonging to the company. Okay? He was put on notice to immediately stop offering to compensate Herbalife employees if they illegally provided him with confidential, proprietary, and privileged information belonging to the company. Young Pharaoh, this is the type of individual that you are quoting. You are not getting your information from a credible source because he is a known individual to try to illegally compensate people for confidential and privileged information. So how can we trust Aaron Smith-Levin? How can we trust you, young Pharaoh? Okay? But we're going to continue because I'm going to show you the actual letter from the attorney. It says, in the letter, Goldsmith called Smith-Levin's actions extremely troubling. He wrote, your last research project, which you conducted on behalf of Mr. Ackman as part of his campaign against Herbalife, reached erroneous conclusions and was premised upon false and fabricated information. It is clear that your latest endeavors are simply continuations of this campaign, which, as I am sure you are aware, is reportedly under criminal investigation by the Department of Justice and the FBI. Okay? And here's the actual letter, family, putting them on notice. It states right here, December 8th, 2015, via mail and Federal Express, right? And it says, improper solicitation of confidential, proprietary, and privileged information. Somebody put him on blast for the tactics that he was trying to use. Okay? It says, Dear Mr. Smith-Levin, I am outside counsel to Herbalife Limited. You have been contacting current and former Herbalife employees and offering to compensate them in return for confidential, proprietary, and privileged information belonging to Herbalife. This includes sending unsolicited emails to individuals, private email and social media accounts, both inside and outside of the United States. Your improper conduct on behalf of William Ackman and his hedge fund, Pershing Square Capital Management, is extremely troubling, and I request that you immediately cease any communication with any current Herbalife employee and instead contact me if you wish to seek any information from Herbalife or any of its employees. Your last research project, which you conducted on behalf of Mr. Ackman as part of his campaign against Herbalife, reached erroneous conclusions and was premised upon false and fabricated information. It is clear that your latest endeavors are simply continuations of this campaign, which, as I am sure you are aware, is reportedly under criminal investigation by the Department of Justice and the FBI. Therefore, again, I ask that you immediately stop your persistent and unwelcome attempts to secure confidential, proprietary, and privileged information from Herbalife's current employees. As for Herbalife's former employees, please know that Herbalife will exercise in full all of its legal rights to protect the confidential, proprietary, and privileged information that you are seeking to obtain. Verily, very truly yours, Barry Goldsmith. Okay? Letter to Smith-Levin putting him on notice that his endeavors are reportedly under criminal investigation by the Department of Justice and the FBI. Family, and this is where we have to check pseudo scholarship sources, because we will let anybody slide by with bootleg information and trying to pass it off as true information. This is Young Pharaoh's primary source right here. Okay? And he's mad at the nation from getting Dianetics from white people, but he's getting false information from white people himself. And I just want to call hypocrisy when I see it. So, dear family, I'm going to leave you with that. Drop this gem on you. With that, I greet you all with the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum.